Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. We got Fred Larson Dawuna. Sorry, Fred, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. I'm an amateur enthusiast and on a budget. I have been reading your comments on the G7. Nice presentation. Have a GH3, but when taking stills, there seems to be too much lag time between one shot and the next. Thinking of trading it in to get a G7. One, is it a good idea? Basically looking for a device that can be used to take both good video and stills, so long as the controls are not complicated. Otherwise, I may have to get a second camera just for stills. For example, the Fuji X-T10, Sony a6000. Which of them do you advise? Also, any advice on lenses? Please advise soonest, Fred. Well, Fred, the G7 is phenomenal, and in my opinion, there's no reason to get a G3 when the G7's available. I know you have one, so I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, I would sell it, get what you can for it, and get a G7. Right now, you can get a G7 for like $597 with a lens, so it's no-brainer there. There's so much new tech in the G7 that is not in the GH3. First and foremost, if you're in a video, it's got 4K, built-in 4K, 100 megabits a second, whatever that was. So just a very, very deep, beautiful 4K file coming out of the G7. You're going to love it. Even if you don't export to 4K, it gives you so much ability in post. You can make it look like you've been shooting with different camera angles and output to a much nicer 1080 file. It's just beautiful. The controls are, you've got the dual command dials, you've got full touchscreen LCD, vari-angle, tap and shoot, tap and focus, focus peaking. Everything you want is on this camera. It's beautiful. So there's no reason not to sell your GH3 and go to the G7, in my humble opinion. Now, lenses, the new 50mm f1.7, sorry, I guess that's a 25mm f1.7 from Panasonic. It's an equivalent 50. They were on for $99.99 when I bought one. Still waiting on mine from Amazon. This is back ordered, but providing I don't get my order canceled, I'm very much looking forward to getting that. I'm actually shooting this video right here with that right now on my G7. I love that lens. Great value. Fast lens, sharp. 42.5 from Panasonic f1.7. Very nice lens. Gives you about an 85mm field of view, traditional portrait field of view. F1.7 and image stabilized. Very, very nice. I really like my 14-140 as a walk around general do everything lens. So that's an option to buy with the kit. Now, just to address your question on a second camera for stills, I don't think it's necessary. I use my G7 for a lot of stuff. I've done some pro shoots with it, some hockey teams. It's a very capable camera. It does some very nice image files. Most cameras these days are more than suitable for the image files they're producing. I mean, usually when we're talking about various cameras and how they perform, it's only because we're splitting hairs on the specs and you want to get the most for your money. But the G7 gives you the most for your money for video and delivers a very nice photography camera as well. That's what I'm using. So, that's what I would do, especially if you have a GH3. I think you're going to be blown away with what the G7 does in comparison to a GH3. I owned a GH3. Was very happy with it for quite a while. The G7, there's no contest. Just the 4K video alone. Like I said, even if you're not outputting to 4K, the advantages are insane. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Yes or no. What should Fred do? And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your question, Fred. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.